How's it going, gamers? So this morning, while waking up on my couch, I was reminiscing on what I could possibly talk about today. And that's when I remembered a little VHS Ghostbusters cartoon that I watched way back when I was a wee babby. And since nostalgia is pretty on par for the channel, I thought it would be pretty fun to talk about, figuring I could probably just reminisce about it for about 10 minutes and then we'd have a video. But upon rewatching the first episode of the show, I've discovered that we have so much more on our hands than just nostalgia. This show might just be a culmination of everything in the 80s combined to make the perfect cartoon. And so I've gathered a couple clips and we're gonna go scene by scene here, and we're all going to experience just how beautiful this cartoon is together. That might sound a little shysty, but the entire cartoon is available on YouTube, so I doubt there will be a problem with this. I doubt there will be a problem with this 40-year-old cartoon. And I really think the best way to get you into what we're about to watch is just unedited, watching the first minute and seeing where this brings us.
Bah! Still the wrong tune! Wrong again! How many more centuries will it take to find the right notes?
Already, we have a pretty compelling villain here. I mean, it might just be the horror writer inside of me that giggles at this idea of a robotic skeletron ghost type beat character who has a million keys on a piano and each chord does something. And with mastery of these chords, he is essentially this omnipotent being. I think that is extremely fucking sick.
World of mortals! I did it! I found the lost chord! Now I shall bring together all ghosts and creatures of the night. Under my rule, we shall easily conquer the earth! No one would be foolish enough to try to stop ghosts!
So our villain is set. Our ghost master here, as you would say. And as we just talked about, he has finally found mastery. But if that's our antagonist, who's our protagonists? And I'm so glad you asked, because these guys might just be the next dynamic duo next to Will and Jada Pinkett Smith.
But Pop, how are we supposed to stop ghosts?
Now, son, if you and Jake are gonna become Ghostbusters, you've got to learn not to be afraid of ghosts.
Afraid? Who's afraid? I'm scarified.
Bro is scarified. Bro is overly spooked. Bro is absolutely traumatized. I don't even think the dad here was ready for what was going to happen next. Though it seems that Eddie seems to handle it well.
It's a robot ghost.
And then this happens.
If you don't get him with the dematerializer, you can always fall back on the ghost gummer.
Will you get it over with already? Oh!
Okay, but you can't tell me the writers or the animators, whoever was involved in that scene that just happened, was not a comedian, because the timing in that run cycle was amazing. But now we get introduced to a reoccurring thing that happens over and over and over again on this show. And that is the introduction of a funny talking sidekick.
Let me out, you ghost busting goons!
Oh boy! Company!
Oh no!
Yeah, at least you met me! And I must say that it's really been a pleasure getting to know you over these past 100 years, because...
In my notes here, I have this character's name listed as Ratarat, which is a Pokemon-esque fucking name if I ever heard one. But just as he finishes off jacking off their nose, we're immediately introduced to another reoccurring funny talking sidekick.
The millionth time, shut your snout!
Fine, get lost, feel free. Don't fight a friend your own age.
Ratarat, somebody's out there!
Oh, gee, I wish the other bats would let me play with them. He's not a bat. He lied.
Hey, Primeval! Wait for me!
I'm gonna stop him.
Now, we are only 2 funny talking sidekicks in so far, and trust me, there will be more. But I can already tell how some parents might have already fucking hated them. That's why they must have gotten so much satisfaction by this baller-ass animation that comes up immediately after.
Now to scare up some ghosts and a haunt quarters. Then I'll travel back in time 100 years to the 1980s. I have a score to settle with the Ghostbusters!
And so the plotline is set. Enemies between Prime Rib and the Ghost Edgers. And so now it might seem like a lot has happened so far, and a lot has happened so far, but we're only 10 minutes into the first 20-minute episode. I am honestly terrified to see what the rest of the series hopes. But luckily, this video only has to deal with the first episode. Get fucked.
Here we are. When you take over our ghost-busting business, you'll work out of this office. Ghost Command.
So now we're back at home base, getting comfortable, but don't think things have slowed down at all. Remember that funny talking fella rule I just talked to you about not too long ago? Well, get ready for some rapid fire.
Don't let the answer bone get it.
Hello, you reached the Ghostbusters telephone answering machine and you're in luck. The Ghostbusters aren't home.
We are too. Hello? Hello?
Wow, that Telebone's a real piece of shit. They must lose so much money having that person hired. Thank God they don't have a TV equivalent for watching news and the future and such.
This is the Skelevision.
There must be something on. Let's change the channel.
Yeah, change your own channel, bub. I'm resting my transistors.
And the big reveal. A monkey. How could you possibly expect a popular children's television show from the 1980s to succeed without some sort of monkey sidekick? Now, I was going to quickly add this on to the talking sidekick cast that they got going on right now, but then I realized this monkey doesn't talk. They just make monkey noises the entire time.
Great! I'm ready to take anything those ghosts dish out.
So, with all those wacky hijinks happening at home base, what could be possibly happening at the enemy base? And that's where our enemy Prime Rib is finally making up a battalion and attack, and boy god gee willikers, if you thought Guilty Gear had immaculate writing on their characters, you are not at all ready for this lineup.
No, Fangster, werewolf of the future!
Mysteria, darling, mistress of mists.
Long John Scarecrow, sailor of the 7 galaxies.
Sir Trancelot, a bad night to one and all.
Oh, apparition, spirit sorceress supreme. Oh.
I say, I'm the Haunter, civilized hunter of haunted play.
Flowthart, musical maestro of fright.
I'm scared stiff, robot ghost.
Now for the sake of time and brevity, I'm just gonna skip over these next couple scenes because it's just more building up of what we've already seen. We see our enemy Prime Ribs and 2 of their henchmen to go kidnap the fathers, and now we're back to the Ghostbusters home quarters. Now the next day.
I still can't believe it, Jessica Rae. We see you on TV all the time, and you want to interview us?
I'm only doing this because my boss insisted. I don't believe in ghosts for a second. What was that?
What if I told you it was a ghost?
Very funny. Now, this is the dematerializer you're gonna show us on Friday, right?
Right, it sends ghosts into another dimension, but only for a while.
Then you could dematerialize a so-called ghost right on TV during our interview.
Well,
Of course not, because there's no such thing as ghosts. How did you do that?
Tell you what, if we bust a ghost on TV, you'll agree that ghosts exist?
Deal. And if you don't, you'll agree that ghosts don't exist?
You drive a hard bargain, Miss Rae.
Jessica, and I'll see you on Friday. With a ghost.
We'll have your ghost, Jessica. I hope.
I'm sorry to leave you guys for that long, but I just needed to play as much of that scene in whole as I could, just because I'm flabbergasted on how fucking stupid it is. So this is yet another character introduction, which we already know they love doing, and this is a reporter who is a skeptic, I guess, but I can't understand how you could be a skeptic in this world, considering how, like, more tangible these ghosts are compared to this shit in the movies. On top of the whole stupid bet thing going on, I don't understand it. Bro dematerializes a ghost as soon as she leaves. How come he didn't dematerialize that ghost while it was fucking with her? If there are so many ghosts around just fucking with everybody, then why was he nervous that he could not dematerialize one on the day of the news? Whatever. I can't understand. Next clip.
What are you watching?
A real scary horror movie. It's about a bunch of ghosts to take over the future and freeze everything.
That's it, Sir Trancelot. Put everything under your trance.
Eddie, that's prime evil. This is no movie. The Skelevision is showing us the future.
Yeah, remember how I joked about the TV predicting the future? I bet you thought I was yapping, going crazy. Well, look at me now. And I also want to point this out for also being very cool conceptually. I'm sure this has been done plenty of times by now, but at least in the 80s, and again, as a kind of horror-esque concept, I think it's pretty cool to have a TV that can show the end of the world. That's some Stephen King shit right there.
Tracy, what is it?
No okie dokie.
No okie dokie.
No okie dokie.
Eddie, I think you've just stumbled on the secret transformation room.
Did he? Did he just stumble across a secret transformation room? What gave you that hint of that possibly being a secret transformation room? But also, why am I bitching? Because we are all about to collectively experience one of the best transformation animations of all history. Sailor Moon ain't got nothing on this shit.
Let's go, Ghostbusters!
And don't you dare think we could end off the episode without introducing just one more character.
Jumping jumper cables. Next time, call before you drop in.
Yeah, it talks!
Yes, Eddie, it talks. In the last 20 minutes, we have seen a talking bat, ghosts from the future, talking televisions, self-answering phones. Actually, that last part isn't too crazy. But what part of the car talking sets you off, Eddie? Let me know, because you seem to be rather chill about everything else. Did I mention that the car also turns into a time-traveling rocket ship? Because of course it does. Why wouldn't it?
You think Primeval took our dads into the future?
There's only one way to find out. Everybody ready? Hit the time turbo. We're heading for the future.
Let's go, Ghostbusters!
And that's where the first episode ends off. Ravishing. Now, you might be able to see this wacky spinoff as a dime a dozen back in the 80s, and that this might have not lasted too long. But the answer is this show lasted for 87 episodes. Almost said seasons. This show lasted 1 million years. And I'm so glad that I took a second to look back at it and reminisce with all of you guys. On just how wacky and wild this show was. I definitely know what I'm going to be binging tonight while I go to bed, and it's always great to walk away. It's always great to have a day where you can walk away with a new thing to appreciate, just like I appreciate you for watching. If you liked the funny video, you know what to do. Links in description. And I would appreciate as much interaction as possible. Just asking straightforward, because this video took years off my lifespan at a single day.
Stay tuned for some scenes from the next exciting episode of Ghostbusters!